Good day, YouTube. Welcome back to part 2 of Louis Garavito, part 2. Let's get started. Adolescence. The family relocated to Trujillo in 1971. He did not disclose the experiences until his arrest for fear and belief his family would not believe him. Soon after arriving in Trujillo, Garavito was shown heterosexual pornography by a neighbor, who mocked Garavito's disgust at the pornography before beating and sexually assaulting him. Through his family, Garavito began drinking alcohol. In 1972, he aggressively attempted to initiate sexual relations with local women who rejected his advances. The same year, he was evicted by his mother for attempting to sodomize a 5-year-old boy, and again in 1973 after an attempted assault on a 6-year-old boy at a Bogota train station. The boy screamed and Garavito was briefly detained, explaining he only wanted to, quote, lightly, unquote, molest the child in response to an attempted rape charge. Following the latter incident, Garavito claimed he was reprimanded by his father for not choosing a woman to sexually assault instead of a young boy. As a result of their frequent fighting over his pederasty, he was evicted for the final time for, quote, homosexual behavior, unquote. Garavito started working as an assistant at a compensation fund and later in a chain of stores, and studied marketing, but he was problematic and escalated to physical altercations with clients, co-workers and bosses. After losing his job, he worked as a street vendor who sold religious icons and as a migrant worker, developing platonic relationships with older women over the course of his adulthood. Garavito began work on a coffee plantation as a youth in Trujillo, first falling in love with a school teacher and single mother named Liz Mary Ocapano Orcoso, with whom he later attended weekly mass services. Let's see if I can get a picture of this teacher. I couldn't find a photo of her, so let's continue. Both of his girlfriends had children whom Garavito reportedly nurtured as if they were his own, and was a good boyfriend when sober. His companions likewise described him to be amicable despite his noble, violent temper and occasional drunken states in which he threatened to murder his father. While drunk, Garavito was physically abusive towards his girlfriends, as well as increasingly jealous, controlling, and belittling. As a result, he was often the subject of local scandals and town gossip, facing repeated evictions by female partners in later life. Please tune in for part 3.